As a community, we all lost something yesterday.
And we will stand with them now and into the future.
We will get through this.
And the community coming together tonight as it mourns the loss of two men who put their lives on the line to protect others. Welcome to Action News at 6. I'm Diane Larson.
And I'm Lee Conklin. Thanks for joining us. Tonight, paying tribute and remembering a pair of heroes, Toledo's fallen firefighters. 42-year-old Stephen Mashinsky and 31-year-old James Dickman died battling an apartment fire in North Toledo Sunday afternoon.
Mashinsky, a 16-year veteran, was assigned to Engine 3. Dickman began serving Toledo 6 months ago. Before that, he was a member of the Perkins Township Fire Department. Today, flags all across the city and in communities all across the area are flying at half-staff in honor of the two men.
One of many signs of support for these fallen firefighters. Congresswoman Marcy Kaptur has a heartfelt message in the wake of this tragic loss. 13 ABC's Lisa Guyton has that story.
Christine Long has the story on how area restaurants are showing support for the fire department.
But we begin with Alexis Means with an update on the investigation into this fatal fire. Alexis.
Well, Lee, the fire chief says there's not a lot of information that he can release at this point about the investigation, but I can tell you that Toledo firefighters are receiving support from firefighters across this area. Firefighters from Perkins Township and other departments placed a T-shirt and glove at the scene where two Toledo firefighters were killed in the line of duty. 31-year-old Private James Dickman, also known as Jamie, always wanted to be a firefighter.
I will tell you, by spending some time with her family, he absolutely loved what he did. This was his dream job, and I heard it more than once.
And 42-year-old Private Stephen Mashinsky, his superiors described him as a great man. It's been a difficult 24 hours for both families and firefighters.
But all I could offer to them is we are there for them. Our number one priority is being there for them in any way we can be there for them.
The state fire marshal, ATF, FBI, and Toledo fire investigators were back on the scene looking for answers. Sunday, crews were called to this apartment fire on Magnolia Street. Smoke billowed from the building. All the residents made it out safely, but these brave firefighters did not. They were pulled from the burning building and rushed to a local hospital.
You know, there was transmissions that there was trouble because of the rapidly deteriorating conditions. And we had crews that were ready to go for just such an emergency, and they were put into action and put into service. And they accomplished what they were there to accomplish.
The chief does not know how long the men were in the building, and investigators have not determined a cause.
We are definitely taking our time, and we will leave no stone unturned.
Now, the fire chief says that he is prepared to give these men a formal funeral with full honors. Reporting live, Alexis Means, 13 ABC, Action News.
And Toledo's police chief is offering his support in the wake of this tragedy. In a statement, Chief William Moton says that Toledo's safety forces stand as one, and TPD sends its thoughts to the firefighters' families, friends, and fellow firefighters. The chief goes on to say that he has committed every available resource to help the fire department get through this. And the lives of Privates Mashinsky and Dickman will be honored this week. The Historic Church of St. Patrick has scheduled 2 masses for the men. The first is set for 5:30 Wednesday night. The second takes place at 10 o'clock Sunday morning. The church is located on Avondale, just outside downtown Toledo.
And word of the tragedy yesterday afternoon, really bringing this community together. A local woman says there's no real way she can give back to the firefighters, but she is trying. Jamie Armstrong has organized a plan to feed the entire Toledo Fire Department starting tonight through the end of this week. The idea got its start on Facebook.
When they, can do such a selfless act and show their appreciation, especially for people who are constantly putting their lives on the line for us daily, I think it would just be great for the community.
And restaurants have been busy all afternoon delivering hot meals to fire stations across the city. 13 ABC's Christine Long live on Heather Downs in South Toledo with what is new at 6. Christine.
Lee, Sean's Irish Tavern here on Heather Downs donated pizza and hot wings to the nearby fire station on Airport Highway. The owner, bartenders, and waitresses are all on board. They say offering warm meals is their way of showing the community support and condolences during the firefighters' time of grief.
I heard about it on Facebook and figured since they still have to work today and they don't get a day off to grieve, that it would be best to try to feed the ones that are still working.
My dad is a retired Toledo policeman who was shot in the line of duty, and I'm forever grateful to the firemen who came and saved his life. So it's like a reward to me to be able to pay back to them.
If you would like to get involved, there is a special Facebook page called Feed Our TFD. Now, coming up on 13 ABC Action News at 11, we'll take you to Inky's Italian on Detroit and Sylvania, plus how firefighters are reacting to these surprise deliveries. Reporting live from Toledo, Christine Long, 13 ABC Action News.
Congresswoman Marcy Kaptur is expressing her gratitude for the service of all firefighters, first responders, and police officers. 13 ABC's Lisa Guyton spoke with the Congresswoman today, and she joins us live with more on that. Lisa.
Diane, Congresswoman Kaptur was emotional as she talked about this tragedy, and she said we should all be eternally indebted to the men and women who protect and serve, as well as their families. Now, Congresswoman Kaptur's brother is a retired firefighter. She says as a community we should embrace all police, firefighters, and first responders for the courage they show on the job. She points out that we often forget these men and women are in harm's way every single day, and they pledge their lives to these careers and our communities.
My brother actually is retired from the fire division as a result of injuries, and we know how dangerous those jobs are, and all the people associated with that division, with our first responders. We thank them for holding us together as community, and our job is now to help hold their families together as they endure these great losses.
Kaptur says she hopes that each and every one of us take the time to thank the firefighters, police, and all those who serve our communities for risking their lives for the rest of us. Such a simple thing to do for the dedication they show every single day. Reporting live, Lisa Guyton, 13 ABC Action News.
And stay with 13 ABC for continuing coverage of this tragedy. We'll bring you any updates throughout the evening on air and online at 13abc.com, Facebook, and Twitter.
And with Chief Meteorologist Jay Burschback, we echo everyone's sentiments. Our thoughts with the families, everyone associated with TFD. Of course, the other big story we're following this week and seemingly for the last month, of course, the weather, snow this weekend, more snow today, albeit light, and the winds helping to push the temperatures back into negative territory. Right now, most local counties under a level 2 snow emergency. Erie, Hancock, Putnam, and Wood, though, the exceptions, they're under level 1, and a number of schools have already closed for tomorrow. Most classes are canceled tomorrow at the University of Toledo, except for the College of Medicine and Life Sciences and the College of Pharmacy. And Jay, this is really getting old now. Everybody's starting to get beaten down a little bit by this. More snow falling over the weekend, but it's the temperatures now, just the brutal cold that's really entrenched in this area right now.
It is, and you can't go outside to enjoy the snow. It's so cold, at least if you do, be very careful. But the big story, the big reason I think, Lee, schools are closing already is this, the wind chill warning, which is the highest advisory for wind chills. We had an advisory today. It was chilly, even colder for tomorrow. And this doesn't just go through tomorrow morning. This goes through Wednesday at 12 noon. So we could see a repeat performance Wednesday morning in the way of schools delaying or closing. Current temperature is already down to 2 above zero. West winds are at 18, so the current wind chill now 19 below zero. Here's a quick peek at those wind chills, dropping between 25, 30, even 35 below tonight. Tomorrow morning, back in that 25 to 30 below range, but then improvements do start to come in late Wednesday, and once that happens, we have some more light snow in the 7-day forecast. We'll update things here in just a bit. Stay tuned.
And news of below zero temperatures and more snow in the forecast will have an impact on your wallet. 13 ABC's Bill Horman says our last Arctic blast 3 weeks ago was very expensive. Bill.
That polar vortex we suffered through about 3 weeks ago ended up sucking about $1 million out of taxpayer wallets. Eventually, you have to pay the bill, and we're only now learning just what those 2 big storms and days of below zero temperatures will cost us. According to the city, those storms from January 5th to the 7th cost a whopping $842,500.
This will probably be, if not, one of the most expensive months we had for snow and ice control.
The cost is in manpower and hiring private contractors. The city is using trucks and crews from other departments to clear the roads, and that's still not enough. Toledo spent more than $77,000 hiring private plows during that last winter blast, and the weather is still bad.
We can't break shifts because every couple of days we got to stay on to keep up with the snowfall.
And with trucks constantly running and below zero temperatures and salt and ice getting into engines and gears, well, the costs start to add up.
And then there's the issue of how quickly the weather can affect the road conditions. You can go from wet and passable to snow-covered, then icy in just half an hour.
That means spreading salt to make roads passable. The city has used 38,000 tons of salt this month alone. That's as much as we normally use in an entire winter, and there's still 2 months to go.
As long as the snow keeps flying, we're going to have plows out there.
Don't think you won't be paying for this either. In a couple of years when the city redoes its assessment taxes, well, they're going to base it on what happened this winter, so expect an increase. Reporting live from Toledo, Bill Horman, 1380.
Ooh, just in the nick of time.
Frozen.
Yep. Well, it could mean millions to the local economy.
Yeah, the deal being considered to help create new jobs, well-paying jobs, and a lot of them in Hancock County.
This is 1380Z Action News with Diane Larson and Lee Conklin.
New tonight, more jobs could be coming to the city of Findlay. The Ohio Tax Credit Authority has offered a 4-year extension of a job creation tax credit for Marathon Petroleum. But a Marathon spokesperson says that's if the company expands its Findlay headquarters. She tells 13ABC this tax credit extension would create some 150 jobs and add some $15 million to the local economy. We're told Marathon is weighing its options and does anticipate making a decision soon.
A group working to get more research dollars to Toledo to hopefully eventually find a cure for juvenile diabetes sat down with Congresswoman Marcy Kaptur today. Advocacy representatives thanked Congresswoman Kaptur for her continued support of the Special Diabetes Program. The SDP is a federal program dedicated to fighting, preventing, and curing diabetes. Right now it's funded at $150 million through 2014, $150 million a year. The University of Toledo Medical Center and the entire community can directly benefit from the SDP funds here in Toledo. A student at St. John's who was diagnosed with diabetes at the age of 5 is a big part of the effort.
Ever since I've been working to try to, develop a cure or at least things to make life better for type 1 diabetics.
We're working with UTMC and as an anchor, but we've been able to collaborate with physicians at ProMedica and at Mercy Children's Hospital and really bring the community together around this very important research initiative.
Dr. Bloomer and his team at UTMC focus on all areas of pediatric and adolescent research. They're currently involved in multiple clinical trials in a number of areas.
Temperatures now near even below zero in a few spots. Wind chill warnings through Wednesday, and we even have a little snowfall within the forecast. We'll get to that after the break. Stay with us.
Now, 1380Z First Warning Weather with Chief Meteorologist Jay Birchback.
Our lake effect snow showers winding down. Here's live Doppler 13,000 HD. A few still north of Adrian, north of Monroe. But that's not the story tonight. Quick peek back at the last 4 days of snow. Friday, about a ½ inch of snow. Saturday, over 3 inches of snow. 2 inches of snow yesterday, and today, 1.1 inches of snowfall with those snow showers. So for the season, now approaching 40 inches of snow. By far the snowiest month of any month on record here in Toledo. And for the month, 51.2 inches. In case you're curious, the all-time record for the whole season, 73.1, set in 1977-78. So we'll make a run for that. For the normal season, if it was all said and done, 37 inches, which we surpassed in this month alone. And looking back at last year for the season so far up to this point, about 10 inches. So just amazing how snowy and cold this season/month have been. Speaking of cold, now 2 degrees outside. We are still above zero. West winds are at 18. Our current wind chill has really dropped off now at 19 below zero. Other temperatures, these are the thermometer readings. Many of us near zero, a bit warmer out by Lake Erie. You factor the wind in, 20 below in many spots, even a bit lower as we go through the next couple of hours. Let's go into the future now. Here's Predictor by the Hour at 9 p.m. Pick your spot on this map. Wind chill warnings through Wednesday at noon, and here's why. By 7 o'clock, wind chills 20, 30, even a little lower, below zero at 7 a.m. Throughout the day, not improving that much. That's why this warning continues all day tomorrow into tomorrow night and Wednesday. Wind chills here 15 to 25 below at best. That's the highest they'll get. Back down to about 30 below, 25 below into Wednesday morning. And then there are some improvements throughout the daytime. Still below zero, but getting better, between 5 and 10 below in most spots. Here's the low tonight, record breaking. I think we'll break a record before midnight and after midnight. More on that during the 11 o'clock news. Blowing and drifting snow concerns continue the next couple of days. Wind chills 25 to 35 below. West winds tonight 10 to 15 miles per hour. For tomorrow, southwest winds 10 to 20, blowing snow but dry. No falling snow as we creep up to about 1 below zero at 3 or 4 p.m. and then start falling off already by the afternoon. Here's the 7-day forecast now. 10 degrees the high on Wednesday. It'll be a dry day but still breezy. 1 to 3 inches of snow possible Thursday, increasing to 27. We'll stay in the 20s on Friday into the weekend. Chance of snow showers each day. We dry out though for Sunday and Monday, but at least there's no cliff at the end of this 7-day forecast. We see temperatures at least in the ballpark of what will be normal. So we're getting closer.
This is
couple
like
of days, yeah.
International Falls, Minot, North Dakota. This is how they live every summer, just about, right? Every winter. Or summer,
yeah.
that'd be something,
Summer,
wouldn't it?
yeah, it would be. But it's going to end eventually, so we'll get through it. But many schools, as you can see, closing already tomorrow.
All right, thanks.
Sports, straight ahead.
13 ABC Action Sports teaming up with BCSN. Now here's Joe Nugent.
There is no hotter ticket in town than Toledo men's basketball, and it's been a long time since that has been the case. After last night's exciting three-point win against Kent State, UT now 17-2. There's talk nationally of an at-large bid, but of course still plenty of work to do in that area. The coaches, though, are taking notice. Toledo receiving votes in today's poll. Up top, it's Arizona, Syracuse, and Wichita State. Then Michigan State, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Ohio State. Kind of thought the Wolverines would be higher after their great week. They did beat 3 top 10 teams. The latest in East Lansing. As a result, the Maize and Blue sweep the weekly Big Ten awards. Nick Stauskas, your Big Ten Player of the Week, scoring 22 per game. Derek Walton Jr., the Freshman of the Week, scored a career-high 19 against State. So you thought the Winter Classic was the largest crowd ever for a hockey game? Might have been, but Guinness says ticket takers stopped scanning tickets for those that arrived late, and they were not counted. It's too bad. Detroit Red Wing Gustav Nyquist had a whale of a week, good enough to be named one of the NHL's 3 stars. The right winger scored in all 4 games, helping the Wings move into the final playoff spot. In college puck, Bowling Green creeping closer to a ranking, 25 here in the latest release. The top 20, though, are the coveted spots. BG in 3rd place right now in the WCHA as they host Michigan Tech this weekend. Slim pickings in high school sports this week. A lot of postponed games, but that does not mean faces in the crowd takes a back seat. I hate to point it out again, but hey, it's been really cold. I mean, so chilly. The people are going cuckoo. Seriously, boys wearing dresses? Really? Girls in pajamas at games? Hats and gloves indoors? Really? This is getting serious. We have to find ways to warm up, though. Body heat. Great, huh? Good idea. Rumor has it facial hair works as well. But you know what? Maybe it's just time to get into the calendar and book a trip south. I mean, who wants to be a sucker, right? We're better than that. Let's bounce and hang out with Miley somewhere. Whoa, hey, you dropped the sign. All right, hey, that's sports. We'll be back. Maybe we'll hang out with Miley. Probably not. We'll see you in a minute.
We're all under a wind chill warning through Wednesday at noon. 0 degrees at 7. These are temperatures 5 below at 9, 9 below at 11. Wind chills right now about 15, 20 below. They'll be dipping to about 30 below overnight. Tomorrow, we continue with below 0 wind chills, below 0 temperatures. Breezy with those southwest winds. Getting better late Wednesday, light snow Thursday, and in the 20s for the rest of the 7-day forecast.
Let's get through Tuesday.
Yes.
Big one. All right, Jay, thank you. And that's 13 ABC Action News at 6.
Be sure to join us tonight at 11 for 13 minutes of nonstop news. For Lee Conklin, Jay Birchback, Joe Nugent, and all of us at 13 ABC, I'm Diane Larson.
Stay with us. World News with Diane Sawyer straight ahead. Take care, everybody.
Toledo's highest rated news at 6 is on 13 ABC, and we thank you